no game. This that CSG game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast.
Opportunity for a three-point play.
West, Joey, Sam, Sean, Dalton. And you know that boy hit you. He said he wants small fry. Tell him they better make him big. Yeah, you already know what we be on.
You bet. Jordan. Here he goes. This place is gone.
If we set it and set it in stone, shouldn't have seen, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal Sports Zone.
Straight steal of home. The slide. The Cards win.
The magic is working tonight. How do you know when things are
The emotional journey to the championship.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wallman, here with my co-hosts for the evening. He is the abominable no man, Sharon Barber.
What's up?
He's always at no yeet. Under him, pause, is our women's basketball beat writer and football beat writer, Sam Baisden.
What up? What up?
And at least he's got a team going for a championship this weekend, and I hope they lose miserably. I'm joking. A little. We are coming to you live from the Rally House studios. Don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or however, send us your questions on social media. Check out the graphic to see how you can follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media and how to help support monetarily, YouTube subscriptions, YouTube gifts, a variety of ways. If you look at the overlay underneath Sam, you can check that out and figure out how to do that. Eventful week in the world of Cardinal Athletics. You're going to have to excuse me. My energy is very low tonight because I do not feel that good. I haven't felt good all day, but I'm powering through, man, because you all. I can't tell you how many times I've been out this week. And Sean, you're going to have to turn me up. Giggity. And ran out to people doing my job. I'm deliver packages, giggity.
Sean, we'll explain that later.
Sean will explain it later. And also, Joey's not here. He got called into work early in the morning. Don't you acknowledge him? He's not here, you son of a sons of. I get no respect. Had to get up early, so he didn't want to. No, it didn't. Not that he didn't want to. He had to get home and get sleep because he got to go to work pretty early in the morning. But again, listen, guys, it's my fault. We're going to start off this way. Peyton told me I could shave my beard. I shaved it right after. Right before the Georgia Tech game. No, was it after? No, sorry. What was the game last Wednesday?
It was your fault because y'all left town. Y'all should have stayed in town.
Oh, yeah, we got beef with your ass, so you just wait. Who was
Wake
it?
Forest.
Wake Forest. So he's like, all right, you can go ahead and shave the beard after Wake Forest. You're still going to go to Indianapolis and look like a homeless Sean twin, like the movie Twins, but like I would be the Schwarzenegger. And sure enough, I went to Indianapolis looking like a whole hobo and did well. We watched the first half in the vehicle. Had the satellite streaming and played very well. We all decided at halftime it was time to go get in line. The massive line, 70,000 people trying to get into the Lucas Oil Stadium. Whoa. It was an experience. We'll share a couple of our thoughts about that later. And while we're angry with Sam as well, that will be who's trying to. Okay, somebody is trying to log into my TV screen. I'm not going to show you all in case it's something odd. I just know that Sean's nephew's behind it, so I'm kind of wary of I'm just going to turn the TV off. There's nothing to see. But we left at halftime. We were in control, double-digit lead, and all throughout the Royal Rumble, we got the updates, the heartbreak. So we know who to blame is. It's Steve Rummage for saying let's leave at halftime or going at halftime. So we're going to blame it on him. Boston College was a new day and a new game. a new opportunity. The Louisville men's basketball team bounced back on Wednesday night in Boston. That's a said 3 times real fast with a big 84-58 win over Boston College on the road. The Cards improved to 17-6 on the season and 10-2 in the ACC. Boston College falls to 10-12 overall and 2-9 in conference. Javon led all scorers with 22. Fat had 19 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, or maybe it was 6 rebounds, 8 assists. It was 19, 8, and 6 is what I wrote down. Our guy Booby, that's what we call Boubacar Traore. He had 9 points, 11 rebounds, things that you cannot really take account for in the stat line is the mass, what's the word? Just mayhem that Abubakar, when he's in the game, that he causes because of all the deflections, one-handed rebounds. Just it's crazy. Chucky had 12 points and a variety of great defensive plays. Our guy Scott, 6 points, 8. Sorry, 6 points, 8 rebounds. I apologize again. I don't feel too well. And Rain Smith disappointed us all with only 2 threes and 3 rebounds. Actually, the 3 rebounds were pretty impressive. I saw them all. The 2 threes were pretty nice. Again, it's almost like these stats all seem like they had this at the half. But even though Louisville put together another impressive win in conference play on Wednesday, the story of the night was the injury to star point guard Chucky Hepburn. Chucky exited the game early in the second half with an apparent groin injury and did not return. Still don't know. I wouldn't expect to see him play tomorrow. I don't know. Again, the people I talked to were very hush-hush about it, but they said that, they've not got the results back from the doctor yet. So, Jesus Christ. Apologies to Jesus. Didn't mean to take your name in that way. But it's a game against Miami. It should be a winnable game. We should win that easily, especially with their head coach. This must be like the most head coaches in one season from one conference that quit. Tony Bennett. Larry Nagel, he quit like a couple weeks before the season, right?
No, he quit in season.
In season, okay. That's right. Oh, it was Bennett that quit a couple of weeks before the season started. Hamilton, is he staying the rest of the year and then quitting?
The rest of the year, yeah. Basically, he and Mike Woodson are doing the same thing.
Okay. Before the show, we were talking. Me and Joey were talking to former Louisville assistant basketball coach Nolan Smith, and just talking about how this is the perfect storm for Louisville to reestablish themselves as a top power in the ACC. You all know me. I'm skeptical when it comes to I'm very happy with what's going on this year, but can we keep that momentum? Is it going to be like this or better every year? Worst show ever. Or, are we going to fall off? I feel like we're going to be able to keep this sustainable. And I don't know what the spread is for tomorrow's game. I'll look that up in a second, but I just want to get y'all, Sam, we'll let you go first. Our resident, you know what? I'm not going to say anything negative tonight yet. I've got some negativity later. But your thoughts on how because a groin injury is not something that's going to heal overnight. Actually, it lingers. Me and Sam and everybody that's ever touched a female knows the groin injury, John. That's why you're left out. It's something you just kind of got to play with. So, your thoughts, Sam, while I'll look up the spread for tomorrow.
It's one of those things that is real difficult to gauge in terms of how long a person's going to be out for. It's one of those things to where you might feel good right now, a couple of days later, but it's not really there. It might take a week. It might take 2. Hopefully it doesn't take 2. But it's one of those, like I said, it's a difficult thing to gauge. Right now, we shouldn't need him to beat Miami. but that will a lot of their ball handling responsibilities. I know.
Sorry.
will fall on Terrence Edwards, Terrence Edwards, um, and Javon Hadley. So
Absolutely. We are 18.5-point favorites tomorrow, by the way.
oh gee, I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna take the under on that one.
We know Sam Satterfield. We know.
But
Things happen.
it's one of those things that one of those games where um, we're gonna have to pick our spots when we ratchet up the offense and the defense in terms of trying to play up tempo. Because right, quite frankly, now that we have the bodies in the front court, we're missing a key body in the back court. So guards are really pivotal in terms of up tempo offense. So I look to see the team and Coach Kelsey kind of pick their spots in terms of when they wanna play a fast paced up tempo and things like that kind of offense. So, but all in all, I think Louisville has the better players. I definitely know Louisville has the better coach. We're playing this game at home, uh, so I do see this as a win for Louisville, and I do see this as a learning experience for some of those guys because they're so used to playing with Chucky and how he facilitates and dictates the offense. So this is going to be one of those learning experiences where they try to figure a lot of things out on the fly, and hopefully just for 1 or 2 games that we can manage without him.
Our guy Wes Key says the almighty Cornholio strikes again. Facts. Our guy Paul Mossy Oak, and sponsor of the show's text line says, "What's up, CSC crew?" Before Sean, I get your thoughts on this, Sam. I'm just gonna, normally I try to be a little reserved at this, but we're gonna win we're gonna cover the spread tomorrow, and this is why. Um, Chucky went out pretty early in the second half, and we weren't up very much when he went out. Those guys figured it out without Chucky in real time after Chucky uh, had to come out of the game. I was really hoping he racked himself. I didn't. The announcers were like, "Oh, he got hit in the prime," and then they showed the replay, and it was like a ghost had punched him in the sack. So, what's up, Robbie? So, yeah, we're gonna cover tomorrow. I think these guys know what they need to do. It may take, but they're gonna have the entire game to figure it out instead of just half of a
15,
half.
16
Yeah,
minutes.
absolutely. Sean, what about you?
Man, it's tough without Chucky because not only what he means offensively but defensively. The good news is Miami is the worst team in the conference.
Terrible.
I mean, Boston College is bad, and then there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's Miami down there.
Wow. Make sure if you can, guys, get out there tomorrow at some point during the game. They are going to honor the 2004-2005 Final Four team. Cannot believe it's already been 20 years.
God, I was a senior. I was coming out of a class when they were facing West Virginia. I had a late night class, and oh my God, I looked at the score going into the class. I'm like, oh, we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
And then I come out and I go, holy crap! And I tried to find a place to watch it, but I couldn't get to a place, so I listened to it on the radio. It was amazing.
Some of my favorite people, as you all know, we were supposed to talk to Ellis Miles tonight, but he had some other. We had the boys are in town, so of course, we're supposed to record Wednesday, and something came up on his end. We're supposed to record yesterday, something came up on mine. So we'll have him on next week, and maybe we'll talk about how much fun they had at the reunion. But that means that group of. So to me, they'll always be kids because when they were up there their freshman year, I was about 4 years older than them. The entire team is either about to turn 40 or are already 40, and that's just hard to wrap my head around because that means I'm heading to the next milestone before they are. So again, love Ellis, love Taekwon, love Francisco, Jinx, Farley, Perrin, DP. Who am I forgetting? I did. Oh, Larry O'Bannon. So hopefully they have a good time tomorrow. Sam, can you give us a quick update? Because I know the women did defeat a ranked California team. I was able to figure that out by the 4 tweets you sent out last night during the game. So kind of give us an update on how the rest of the week went for the women.
Yeah. No, they did. Shout out to first off, Olivia Cochran, 1,500 points. I think that pushes her to 13, I believe. She is about 50 something points shy of Haley Van Lith. So I know at some point in time in her career she'll overtake her for the 12th spot. Taj Robinson, another ACC player of the week freshman. But like I said, like you said, they did beat Cal. It was a tough game. They played tough defensively, but it was just another tough game to watch to where they kind of fell off in the fourth quarter, like they did. They had a rough start against Notre Dame in the first quarter. They made up for it in the second. They kind of fell off again in the third, and some would say Coach Walz kind of called off the dogs early in the fourth quarter, and things got a little bit chippy. But they kind of struggled in the fourth quarter as well there. And then even though they were winning in the California game, they struggled again in the fourth quarter. So he's finding the right buttons to push, but it's just finding a way to close out games a lot better than they have been closing out games. Like I said, the Notre Dame game was a tough one. They had their chances. They didn't come out as they wasn't able to match the physicality earlier on in the game and kind of dug themselves a hole. And I get it. And someone made a comment, and I'm trying to remember who it was. They made a comment on Twitter. Sorry, X. Twitter.
You had it right the first time. Don't
Twitter.
apologize for that.
About
You got other apologies to make. Don't apologize for
about
that.
about the officiating for the Notre Dame game, comparing it to the Kansas City games. And in my head, I'm thinking, if this is how it feels for fans like, who don't root for Kansas City, it sucks because Notre Dame's already good, but when the officials are clearly one-sided, it's impossible to beat Notre Dame. So,
Sure.
but the Cards do play Stanford, a struggling Stanford, and I'm not used to saying that because Stanford is usually one of the top 25 teams in women's college basketball. But they do take on Stanford Sunday, I think at noon, at the Yum Center. So be there. There's only a few more games left before senior night in the Yum Center for Olivia Cochran, Marissa Russell, Jada Curry, and Jalea Williams. So come out and watch these young ladies, support these young ladies. These freshmen are getting a whole lot better, Jeremy.
Okay.
We saw Amari Berry had, I think, about 14 points off the bench. Taj Roberts is always scoring. Now we're seeing Arenas. She's starting to get better, starting to get more playing times, play defense, hit some open shots. So as the season gets on and as we get ready to go into ACC play and the NCAA tournament, look for these freshmen to surprise some people because they're so inconsistent right now. I think as the season draws to a close, they'll get better with their consistency and it'll make Louisville a much more dangerous team in the tournament.
I can see that happening. Let's get caught up on the chat line before we go to break real quick. Aaron said that Chucky actually gets scans and come back clean. Um, I don't know that. All I know is when I asked last night, they hadn't got the results yet. D-Wall Beats says Miami is giving up 40% from the three-point line. Rain should go crazy. Yeah, he's going to hit 7 threes tomorrow. Just letting y'all know. That's not a spoiler. It's a prediction. Or it's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. Robbie said we get to watch the team down the road get smacked. I don't watch the team down the road. If they're on my screen, I throw a brick at my TV before I watch what's on. Watch them on there. Does RP show up?
No.
They could. He could. I know that he's been talking with Josh. The ladies look good. Put them on watch. Absolutely. Anybody see the uniforms for tomorrow? They are fire. They are pretty good. Babu says Lady Cardinals can't close games. And which Robbie said, hey, you have to know how to put teams away. And Robbie then says the ACC brought in California and Stanford. Yeah, so that was pretty good.
And SMU.
Well, they suck. So I think that what he's saying is that it was good that the ACC made a strong women's basketball league even stronger with probably top 5 all-time program Stanford and top 25 all-time California, I would say. Guys, we're going to go to the commercial break real quick. We'll come back. We'll reset. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. We'll see you in a few. Hit the commercials. Shout out to all of our fine sponsors, the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters. It's time. Located behind the El Nepal at 2745 Crittenden Drive. They're set up there all football season for the home game. Shout out to Bill, Garrett, Rhino, Craig, Kevin, Doc, and the crew. Rest in peace, Corrito, for a great time. Hit up the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters. For Peg's Beer Lounge, where every week is either Wings Day or the Ribs Day. On Wings Day, $20 all-you-can-eat jumbo smoked wings and $1.25 per wing all day long. On the Ribs Day, come get the best ribs in the Ville for just $25 all you can eat or $2 a bone all day long. Fitness Market. Contact our fine friends at Fitness Market to find out how they can furnish your dream at-home gym. From treadmills to saunas to weights, they have you covered. Planet Fitness. Shout out to Planet Fitness and Rick Cooper for helping us look sharp on the sidelines this summer. Great monthly deals for memberships as well. Check your local listings for a location near you. Cherry Pickin', a hoops-themed cold-pressed juice and smoothie bar inspiring you to take what's good. Conveniently located at 828 East Main Street behind the local seltzery. Tell them CSC sent you for 15% off your total order. Shoot 360, a premier state-of-the-art basketball training facility with highly skilled trainers. Call 515-6556 and sign up today. Great value all around. And if you go to shoot360.com, you can pre-register for a free workout. Come to Shoot 360, the world's most advanced basketball training facility. Rally House. Check out our friends at the Jefferson Mall. Lisa, Dee, Rico, Amanda, and the crew. Tell them Cardinal Sports Zone sent you. They'll make sure you get taken care of really well. Rally House. Our house. Your house. Rally House. Local stuff. Last but not least, our fine friends at Mossy Oak and Hart Properties. If you are in the market to buy or sell farms, land, recreational, or residential areas in the state of Kentucky, let Paul or one of their team of professionals at Mossy Oak and Hart Realty help you out with all your buying and selling needs. Call Paul at 270-537-4422 or email him at pthomas@mossyoakproperties.com. Mossy Oak, we know land. We are back here with this episode of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. Again, I'm your host, Jeremy Wildman, here with the No Yeet Man, Sean Barber, Sam Bazin, and we have brought in our special correspondent for wrestling events, the Miracle Man, Mason Miracle. And he is going to we're going to ask him a couple questions about this weekend. Going to give Sam a whole pile of crap. It's going to be fun. Don't forget, SpencerStan.com. University of Louisville forward Spencer Legg, number 55 on the basketball team, my favorite. At that website, that's his NIL stuff. And you can go to that website and purchase several different packages to help support his NIL journey. Spencer is a type 1 diabetic that has went through his entire life, not only being a type 1 diabetic, but being a Division I athlete. You can read all about his story there at SpencerStan.com. There are 3 different packages you can purchase. There is for $10. You can spend 1 hour just talking like this virtually with him, if that's what you like. For 2 hours and $50, you can go to the Planet Cougar Center. Planet Cougar. The Cougar Center. Why did I say Planet Cougar Center? The Cougar Center, and shoot around with him and some of the guys on the team. That's fun. But the best option for 3 hours is still $50. It is a game day package where you get to hang out with the team before and after. You have prime seats for the game, and all proceeds go to Spencer Stan and Spencer. So that is a good cause, and help out if you can. Really quickly before we get to the fun part of the show, And the end of the show, we are going to go to the hottest segment that is rocking the nation. It's Sean's Stand.
No eat.
Well, after learning that Sean was drier than the Sahara this weekend,
Hey, Mason. How old are you, Mason?
I am 14.
Say what?
I'm 14.
Okay, so in the next 2 to 3 years, we'll ask you, and maybe you would beat your uncle.
Okay.
Oh, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Oh, Mom. Hope y'all listening, Mom.
Don't worry, she's
Sorry,
not.
Mom.
Now your mom might be because she, that's my homie. Listen, okay, so this next segment's kind of a fun segment, and then we'll wrap the show up. Royal Rumble weekend in Indianapolis, man, what a great time! Had fun. Mason, what was some of your favorite moments of the trip? But now this was one of the shortest trips we've ever taken, so that tends to put a little damper on things. But what was some of your favorite moments or experiences from that day?
I will say, I really liked the men's Royal Rumble match. Really fun. I did not expect Jey Uso to win.
I think we were all shocked.
Yeah, I really thought John Cena was going to win.
I was already getting up and heading out the.
He was.
Yeah.
I looked over and he got start walking out the door.
You
Dude.
had me looking over, just smiling at you, like.
Yes, but you do that all the time, and it's kind of creepy.
No.
Youngest Cardinal Sports Zone podcast correspondent of all time, male wise anyway, because Ashlyn used to do a little fun stuff with, and Gracie's been on the show too. So, but definitely youngest male on the show. Sean, what about you? What were some of the? Now you said when I asked you this after, you were like, "Well, the best thing about the Rumble is that Sam wasn't here." But no, what was your favorite moments from the Rumble?
Believe it or not, it was the Cody and Kevin match. Because some
Brutal.
I was like, I ain't doing that. I don't care if they're paying me $5 million a year, whatever. I ain't taking that. No.
So brutal, and you would take that for $5 million, Sean. There's a
You're
lot.
probably right.
There's a lot you would take. Pause
for
$5 million.
Hold on a minute.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, big pause.
The whole day, like, first off, we met up for lunch with our friends, the Brockies, and man, Wes is what I thought. I thought Wes was my friend. You know how you have friends and their wives kind of become your acquaintance. Triple V, I call her the Valley Village villain. I think she's trying to position herself to be the friend to push Wes on the back burner. She's fun to be around. We had lunch at Giordano's before we went walking down Yeats Street, and went to the WWE store.
Did Sean pick the restaurant?
No, I did. That's my favorite place.
Sean's too.
Well, that's the only thing that we share in common. But the Superstore was really awesome once we finally got into it. I've never been in a line like that before. Never seen a line like that before.
Very interesting.
It was it was pretty interesting.
I got busy. Well, this way, and this way, and this way.
But I'm gonna tell you this much: I got some beef with a member of the podcast panel. That's not a shock. So if y'all remember, let's rewind a little bit. Royal Rumble 2022. I bought tickets for the whole crew. One of the members just no-showed. No called, no-showed.
No.
Didn't text me until we were on the way up there and was like,
Really?
no, I'm not. Yeah. And then said he tested, I don't want to put his business out there, but he used an excuse that ended up not being true. He just wanted to stay at home and peg. It is what it is. Or get pegged. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm not sure. But let's fast forward to this year's Royal Rumble, where I also bought tickets for the crew to go to the Royal Rumble. And for some reason, Sam stopped texting me days before the Rumble. I texted him on Friday and said, "Hey, we got an extra ticket.
Did you?
Do you want to go?" And
Bullcrap.
and then I deleted that message because I wanted to pay him back for no showing me in 2022.
Oh, okay.
So,
I mean,
no, I didn't know we had an extra ticket until we already got up there. So we needed the room. That place is massive, but the leg room is not tall dude friendly or big package friendly either. You had to squeeze everything in, and then you end up pulling your groin like Chucky did. So just
So funny you should say that. Like I thought you guys were driving up Friday evening.
yeah, I can't. Those days, unless we've got one of the nieces that can stay with my mom, we can't leave her. Like now, we're gonna leave her for a little bit for Mania. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but we got somebody that's gonna stay with her. So,
Okay. Yeah. So because I thought y'all were leaving Friday evening, I didn't mention. I was like, hey man, I was gonna say, hey, ask if I could have just ride up with y'all, and I could have probably just watched it from someplace there. But I thought y'all were leaving Friday evening, and then when I saw that y'all left Saturday, I was like, dang, I
well,
should
see,
have
if you'd
really,
have been on the show last Friday, you'd have
I
known
should
when
have
we were
really
leaving.
text.
yeah.
I know that was coming too. As soon as I
Yeah,
said it,
yeah. You, as soon as that those as soon as it came out of your mouth, pause. You were already locked and ready. Guys, last little segment I wanted to do real quick. Again, I've been doing some freelance work delivering. Last week we talked about the weird package combinations that I had to go in because 80% of it is just delivering packages. 20% of it is me going and picking grocery orders, which I hate doing, but I love the people. So I gave y'all some of the weird orders I'd got. Fast forward this week. So when you're driving, sometimes the radio starts getting repetitive, so you don't want to. So you just start thinking about stuff. And I thought about all the cool stuff that we have today that we didn't have growing up. So we're going to talk about stuff that we may have taken for granted or things that we do now. For me, I had a couple, so I'm going to read these off. Manual locks on your car. You know, you had to use the key to unlock the car to start the ignition. I've got a push button start now. Sam, do you have a push button start?
no.
No. Okay, you're still in the old ages. Sean,
No.
well, you're broke. Mason, no, you don't have a car. You don't drive yet.
Yeah, no.
Which brings me to my next one: manual windows. Used to get
God.
everybody in the 80s and 90s had big biceps just from rolling their windows up and
Yep.
down, just from cracking the windows. Remote car starters, like you would used to have to go out, scrape all the ice off, get in the car, start it, come back in, and take about 30 minutes. Now, while you're getting in the shower, you can start your car, and it's all warm and ready to go. Heated seats. I've got heated seats in my car. I don't use them very often, but it's just like, man, warm buns.
Yeah,
Like
no.
cell phones and GPS. You used to have to get directions from people and write them down.
Or an
And
Atlas. My dad had one in Atlas.
Oh, use a map?
Yeah,
yeah, map. My dad, when we went on vacation, went to AAA and got the triptych, which tells you it was like a map, a detailed map for your specific journey you were going on. Answering machines, like that's the best way to ignore a girlfriend that you didn't want to talk to. You just didn't. Well, you didn't know. You come home and your mom would be like, "You've got 32 messages from your girlfriend on the phone." I'm like, I didn't know about it. Sean, what are some things just off the top of your head that you could think of that? And this is not like, I mean, obviously, like iPod, you can carry an entire cassette deck full of cassettes just in a small palm of your hand. Your phones, in some cases. What are some things? I forgot to prep you on this. What are some things? We know one thing you're never going to get, no matter what it evolves into. But what are some things you can think of off the top of your head?
Let's bringing it back to the phone, the fact that you have a calculator on your phone. I remember having math teachers going, "Hey, you're not going to have a calculator with you all the time, so you need to learn this stuff." Guess what? You're wrong. You're wrong.
We do. Yes. And I mean, even cell phones. They were talking about the other day, like kids spend at least 2.5 hours a school day on their phones, which is leading to lower test scores, which is leading like, why is that being allowed? Why are they allowed to bring their phones into school? Oh, okay, something happens. Well, you know what? we all grew up in a time where something could happen. You know what happened whenever something went wrong with us? They called our parents.
Yeah.
That's how you don't have to have individual like I just don't get it.
Social media is another one.
Yeah, that's true.
Without, I mean, nowadays you can not to mention social media is a news platform too. You get news immediately now.
True. Wes Key says Mason is going to be voted most likely to pull a Deshaun Watson by senior year.
Oh my.
Robbie says, wait a minute, we're still Louisville. Robbie's waiting on his own notification. Don't you put that evil on us, Ricky Bobby. He launched in 2020. Go Cards, Sean. Who's Tesco? I don't know. Sam, can you think of anything off the top of your head?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all. I'm sure y'all had it too, but they used to have the like the TV Guide channel.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Growing up, like you just turn on the TV Guide channel and you would just wait to see what show was on that channel that you watched. And if you missed it, you had to wait for it to come back again.
Every time I turned it on, it wouldn't matter. If I was looking for channel 33, when I turned it on, channel 35 was scrolling up. If I was looking for channel 69, giggity, channel 70 was on the screen. And you had to wait like 5 minutes for it to roll back. Yeah, Mason, we didn't get to just push a button and see what was on the guide. We had to go to an actual guide channel. Similar to y'all remember the TV channel, The Box?
The Box.
It was all music videos, and you could call in and request videos, and it played it on like a public access channel.
Oh no!
MTV when it had music.
Am I supposed to be impressed by this stuff?
No, but also you've got it really lucky.
Yeah, you're supposed to be impressed by the fact that you have stuff we never had growing up.
We, you know how I this is more geared towards Jeremy and the viewers. No disrespect, Sean, but you know how
here we go. Here comes the white people jokes.
Oh, when you wanted to leave a voicemail on your phone, you would try to record a song or try to put it up to the TV, record it with your phone, and then stop it at the right time so you could leave your cool voicemail.
No, why would that be offensive to me?
I said no offense, Sean. This is geared more to Jeremy.
Because you don't have anybody calling him. His phone is as dry as his pelvis. I get it.
But and then we used to have the pagers too. Like before we had cell phones, we used to have the pagers for like, dude. Growing up, I still have a couple of my ex-girlfriend's numbers memorized. My mom's number, my grandmother. Like I have people's numbers memorized because we didn't have cell phones. We had to know the cell phone number out of our head in case we needed it.
If you got that 143 text from your girlfriend and you didn't text her or page and you didn't page her back or call her, you were in some spit. Only if you change the letter from a P to a H. It is nuts. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some other stuff. I feel we can take pictures from our phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great.
Instead of having to like go buy film and carry this clunky camera around.
Oh, those disposable ones?
Yeah, the disposable cameras.
Oh man.
Gosh, I know I'm leaving out a.
I mean, Google. You can look up anything you need.
Yeah, that annoys me because I'm actually intelligent, and Google allows morons to pretend to be intelligent.
I mean, also,
I remember, did y'all have like the handheld Game Boys and stuff like that?
Yep, had the handheld Game Boy. I had the PSP. What was it called?
Portable.
Oh, it was PSP. I had the portable PlayStation. Mason comes up with a good point. You could write notes down. Yes, we are live. I think Robbie's had a couple libations because he is just rage tweeting us. We love it. We love it.
Did he ask what Cody Rhodes asked during the press conference? Do you feel?
Do you feel me? No, I'm just kidding. But I'm trying to think.
You had the Walkmans.
Oh my God, loved the Walkman. Because we used to record songs off the radio.
Yep.
And
put in your cassette tape, and hey, it used to be. It's one of those days. Oh, you know what? Wait. I mean, I know I'm grown now, and we're all grown, but you know how it was when you were early teenage years or whatever. Everyone would meet up at someone's house. You see the bikes and the scooters in the yard. Everyone playing ball or in someone's backyard. Yeah. In the house playing a game.
John's never been in anybody's backyard.
I'm close.
But yeah, like that's one of the things I'm like. People don't do that now anymore. I don't know why, but we used to all gather around and it's at someone's hoop in the neighborhood or go to a park, and you just see like 10, 12, 15 bikes and scooters around, and everyone just sitting down playing
That
basketball or throwing a football around.
that was always my house because we may not have had much, but my mom always made sure we were snacked up, and she fed all the kids snacks and Gatorades and stuff like that. So they knew where their bread was buttered. Um,
We had to drink from the hose, from the outside
Oh,
hose.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. One last one that I could think of off the top of my head. I'll write some of these down in my notes app. But you can have a doctor's appointment on your phone. You don't have to even go into the office. You can literally be
Yeah.
seen by the doctor on your phone, have your medicine within 20 minutes. Um, it's crazy. Yeah, well, true. You can watch TV on your phone too. Just when people say, and it does feel like there's not been a lot of major technological advances in the last 20 years. But then you start thinking of the little things. You look at a bin full of VCR tapes. My God, getting that thing to stop flashing 12 was the most aggravating thing ever. Whenever the electricity went out, it reset and it would just blink and you'd
Blink
wake
12
up.
o'clock.
Yeah,
Gotta
oh
reset the time.
my God. Annoying. Yeah, guys,
And
that
you
is
know it was pain too whenever you had the little cassette tape and it got off track. So you had to go right there and wind it with your finger and wind it back.
Oh God.
get the pencil out, and sometimes you could and it would only happen to your good tapes.
Yep.
Jeez, man. Thank
Mason, you
God
have
for
no
TV.
idea. But it was fun though. It was fun.
Kinda.
You know, we would hear the stories when I was growing up. I had to walk through 10 feet of snow barefoot both ways, and I mean, they really did have it rough. Let's think about the things they didn't have. They had to take a bath outside.
Yeah.
They had to share bath water.
Yeah.
No TV. They had to listen to a radio. And
Walk to school. They literally would
So
walk to school.
I'm gonna tell y'all a little story
all right,
that I found out when I went to my granddad's funeral? Yeah. Last April. Damn, it's almost been a year. Mate, I found out that it was true that back in the day, like when your parents had multiple children, they really did share bathwater.
that's what I just said. Like,
I thought that was like that was a myth, but I spoke to my uncles and my aunts, and they were like, "No, like we wanted to be the first one in the tub because you had to bathe after other people if you wasn't the first one." And my grandmother had 9 kids.
jeez, all that funk.
Exactly. But the females, what she did was the girls always bathed first,
Yep.
and then it would be the boys. But I was like, man, that must suck. Like I can't even picture going into a bathwater after someone else right now, much less 7, 8, 9 people.
My dad had 2 brothers and a sister. Aunt Kathy got to go first, and then my dad, because he was the oldest, got to go second, and then his 2 brothers went after that. But it's like, yeah, just no telephone. No, it's just that's why I think, every time I say, man, this generation should feel like the luckiest generation ever. There were things. I mean, just even getting. I remember getting when the VCRs first started coming out and feeling like I was tough. 3-way calling on the phone. Whenever 3-way come out, I was like, oh my God, this is
Yeah.
Those
awesome.
big TVs. Remember those big TVs?
Oh, yeah.
You ever sit on the
The
floor?
big box
Yeah,
TV.
the
Yeah.
big box. Like you had the big box one with the entertainment center.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're living the life.
But you know what I do miss though?
One of those.
The magazines, the East Bay magazines and things like that.
Oh,
where
I know
yeah.
which
they had all the
magazines
shoe
you miss.
releases.
I know
stuff
which
like that.
magazines you miss.
That-
I had another one hit my head and it's already left. Listen, guys, we appreciate you all hanging out with us tonight. Please support our photographers, Jeff Nunn, TJ Barr, Justin Kruger, who is back on the baseball beat, and the new guy, Keith Russell. Make sure y'all take a look. We've got some of their work pinned at the top at cardinalsportzone.com. Sponsorship opportunities, look right next to Sam, and you can tell where you go for that. Tune into our show every Friday night at 11:05 in our regular time slot. We almost didn't have a show tonight. I almost canceled it, but I was like, nah, man, the people love us. The people want us. Stay tuned to our social media and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live, even though we prefer the tube of view. Pause. You can find the audio version on over 125 podcast avenues and all Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, iHeart. Hit subscribe, like, heart, plus sign, or whatever it is Sean does on the weekend now. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, don't worry. It's easy to find. Go to cardinalsportszone.com. Go to the podcast tab. Drop down menu. Sorry, Sean is distracting me. What are you doing, Sean? He's checking his red tube.
What?
Select the CSZ podcast from the drop down menu. It's easy. Check out our exclusives on cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all began. Shout out to everybody that's out there sharing the podcast. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to our guys, Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage, doing the Lord's work Monday through Friday from 10 to noon on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. Shout out to our guy, Dalton Pence, who does Mondays with DP. I think it's Mondays with Dalton Pence from 6 to 7 on the Big X. Shout out to our friends at the 502 Circle, still holding it down, still making moves to try to get the latest big stars on campus at the University of Louisville. Sean, where can people find you on the social media?
At Elville Sean.
And where are you on Instagram?
SGarb06.
Plenty of fish.
Don't have plenty of fish.
Farmers only.
Redneck wannabe 20. No, I'm kidding.
J-Date.
John, you can't score if you're not shooting, man.
No, he's shooting plenty. Right into a sock.
Oh, God.
Grinder, Bumble, Tinder, any of them? Okay. Sam, what about you?
Baseboy 124.
And then you can find him on Instagram at pegleg123.
Oh, God.
Let's get to the chat. Mason, do you have any social media?
Oh, yeah. My Instagram is MX5ONN. So, a little mix of letters.
Speaking of Wes Brocky in the Valley Village Villain, what's good? No, we didn't have a TV. See, there you go. Yeah, we thought we had it hard, and we really didn't. Last words really quick. Guys, we are preparing and gearing up. And again, it was really funny talking to Nolan before wrestling, before y'all got here. And we were talking about this particular topic, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. So a tournament is when you get rewarded at the end of the year for having enough wins. And he said, shut up. Because obviously we've not experienced that in a while. But guys, we're gearing up for an NCAA tournament run. Or a crawl, a stumble. It doesn't matter. We're gearing up for something we've not had in quite a long time. Very excited about that. Sean, your last words. Not in life, but just for tonight. Maybe in life.
It is American season in the Ville. As always, in Port Miami. At least you get to go back home and party on the beach, because here you'll find nothing but pain.
Poor choice of words. We've
Yes.
had nothing but pain the last 2 seasons.
Yes.
Jack end. Sam.
Everyone stay safe out there. I don't know what's going on in the surrounding counties and in Louisville with this sickness. Well, it forced JCPS to close school for today and Monday. Go ahead and support our men's and women's basketball team this weekend. And then Sunday night, go ahead and watch the Chiefs three-peat. Y'all see up there? Y'all see what it is? Three-peat. History.
And I love to be pegged. Okay, Sam, what about you, Mason?
Well, nothing to do with little sports, but I'm going to eat it.
What?
Oh, my God. Mike Murphy Jr. said good stuff tonight. It's always good, Mike. I'm trying to ignore that really, really quick. Guys, not only do we have NCAA tournament coming up, and we're going to be, I think me and Steve are going to try to go to the ACC tournament. I'm trying to move very quickly past that borderline felony charge that just almost occurred there. WrestleMania season is in full effect. For those of you all that watch wrestling, fantastic Royal Rumble, highest attended Royal Rumble of all time. You're welcome. They should thank us for the gate, as they say in the business. It's going to be a great time. And then I'm going to settle down a little bit because I've been doing way too much spending and not enough bringing in. So we got ACC tournament, NCAA tournament, WrestleMania, and then probably going to chill for the rest of the year. Well, you know what? I think I need to get to Florida. Get to Florida one time, then that's it. Still doing the weight loss stuff. I'm down a total of 58 pounds since December the 1st. Still going. You can follow that on Instagram at Jeremy_CSZ, same as Twitter. Make sure you get out there and tell your friends to tell their friends about CSZ so we can be friends. No Diddy. Let's catch up on the chat line real quick. Wes Brocky is also eating all over the place. Guys, it's been a great episode. We really hope you all enjoy the week. Thanks again for all the support. We love you all. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. L's up and yeet. Sam's going to yeet the entire rest of the show.